So after COVID, I developed a very skinny fat physique due to poor lifestyle habits and poor nutritional choices. But in under a year, I transformed to building the best physique of my life at that point and essentially eliminated that fat and put on lean muscle. And in this video, I'll cover two ways on how you can approach it. So one is either bulking first, so you put on the required muscle and then you cut to get rid of the belly, or option two, you cut first, so you eliminate the belly first and then put on the required muscle. Which method you choose will basically depend on which stage you're at, so make sure you watch the whole video to understand exactly what category you sit into. So if you don't know me, I'm Nithin and I help ambitious men build their best physique and optimize their health. Let's go with point one. Where are you currently? So you're going to be in either two categories. So the first category is going to be low muscle and skinny fat, or high muscle and skinny fat. So if you're in the low muscle and skinny fat category, you want to bulk first. That's because muscle is harder to build, so you want to get that process done and dusted. And plus, once you've got more lean muscle, you have a higher metabolism, which means that it will make it easier in your cutting phase. And the second category is having high muscle and being skinny fat. So this is like where I was, because I used to train and I fell off. You have high muscle mass already, so when you cut, you won't look too skinny. And the second is that you've got muscle memory, so when you come back to building the muscle, it'll come back a lot faster than when you first put it on. So let's go with bulking first. So remember, you're gonna do this if you're in the low muscle mass category. So first what you're gonna do is calculate your calories, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. So go on your phone and type in calorie-calculator.net, and you're gonna click this one with a blue background. Then you're gonna input your details. I'm gonna do metrics. Select your exercise level and then press, make sure it's in Mifflin St. Geo, and calculate. Yeah, so when you've done that, you'll find a button here called show info for weight gain. You're going to press that and then you scroll down and you can see here what calories you want to aim for. Now, you want to choose either weight gain or extreme weight gain, the fast weight gain option. If you are extremely skinny, as in you have very, very minimal muscle mass, then I would opt for the fast weight gain. But for most people, the mild or the normal weight gain will do. So what you want to do is just aim to eat your selected amount of calories per day, because macros, in my opinion, are not as important when you're on a bulk. So here are some tips to making bulking easier, right? The first is to eat similar foods, because that saves time. So another is to prep multiple meals at once. So if you go into the kitchen to cook one meal, just make sure you cook two. It's another time saver. And number three is to eat at similar times throughout the day, so that it saves mental effort and brain power. Now with the training, I want you to focus heavily on building strength throughout those compound lifts. So your bench presses, leg presses, pull-ups, deadlifts and all that good stuff. And you want to progressively overload each week, because that's how the muscle is built. So examples of progressive overload can include increasing your reps, increasing your weight, increasing your sets, new exercise variation, drop sets, supersets, anything week to week to increase the intensity. And I would recommend bulking for about 6 months and make sure you're tracking progress in between that phase to make sure you're not going overboard. So this is what I would recommend in terms of tracking progress. You do a daily weight check in the morning, first thing. You do weekly progress pics, so same time, same day, do that first thing in the morning. And you want to track your strength gains within the gym. So use an app like the Gymshark app or your notes app on your phone and see if you're improving week by week. So once you've put on the required muscle, then you want to go on a cut. And I would aim for 0.25 to 0.5 kg per week, and I'll show you the process for that in the next step. And you want to do this dieting phase or weight loss phase for 6 to 12 weeks max. And then once you've done that, you want to go on a maintenance calories for 1 to 2 weeks. Now this is important because it reduces the diet fatigue and any mental or psychological impacts, so you can feel a bit more fuller. And you want to do this maintenance phase for around 1 to 2 weeks and then go back to your dieting phase. So here's something to expect from this bulking phase, and it is that some fat gain is normal. So don't be too alarmed by it, but the whole game plan is to minimize the amount of fat that we gain. And we have method 2, which is to cut first, and a reminder that this is for people with higher muscle mass. Now for this, we're going to calculate our macros. So to do this, go on Google and type in macrocalculator.net, and you're going to click this, and same again, come on here, input your details, exercise and your goal, let's just say. So you input your details here, and your goal is always mild weight loss. So you aim for 0.25 kg per week. So it's a smaller deficit is better because you have less chance of losing muscle. So you want to calculate this, and then what you want to do is click high protein. And then what you want to do is click create your own and bump up your protein and bump up your fats. Protein, you want around 0.2 grams per kilogram, and fats you want around 1.5 grams per kilogram. So in the macro split, you want one that's higher in protein and fats, because protein is required for muscle protein synthesis, which is going to help you maintain muscle mass throughout the cutting phase. And you want higher fats because that helps you maintain healthy hormone production. So now that you've got this, so what you're going to do is track this for a few weeks, and you're going to see if this is working. So yes, if you're steadily losing weight, then continue with the same calories. However, if you hit a plateau, that's when you're going to go to the goal section and you're going to change to 0.5 kg loss per week. But only do that if you hit a weight loss plateau for around 1 to 2 weeks. And with the training, this is actually very important. Nothing changes much. You're still going to train intense. You're going to aim to progressively overload week after week, because that recruitment of muscle fibers to max intensity is what's going to help you retain that muscle mass while you're on a cutting phase. And the progress tracking as well, very similar to the bulk. So you want to be doing your weight gate. So you want to be doing your weight checks every day, your progress picks weekly, and your strength checks every session to session. And like we mentioned with the dieting phase before, you want to do 6 to 12 weeks dieting, and then you want to do a maintenance phase for 1 to 2 weeks just to reduce that diet fatigue, and then you repeat that. And you repeat that process until that belly is lost. So once you can see that fat really start to disappear from your love handles and your low stomach, and that's when you want to go on a lean bulk. So with the lean bulk, you want to first aim for a small surplus, for example, maybe 300 calories. And similarly, you're going to aim to do this for a couple of weeks and see if you are gaining muscle mass. Yes, if you are, perfect, keep doing it. But if you, again, reach a plateau and you don't see yourself putting weight and muscle on, then you want to increase the calories. The smaller surplus you have, the less chance you have of putting on unwanted fat. And you keep doing this process of lean bulk until you see the muscle mass that you want develop, or you see any excess fat gain. So what you can expect in this cutting method is some loss in strength, some loss in muscle mass, but same again, we aim to minimize. So out of all the clients that I've coached, skinny fat is probably one of the hardest things to deal with. So stay patient, stay in the game plan, and trust the process. This is really going to be a test of the type of man that you are. If you're someone who gives up on the first slight of challenge, then that's just going to resonate and be a part of who you are. However, if you're someone who can stick through something and you've decided to yourself that this is what I want to get to, this is the physique I want to get to, then keep in the process, because I promise you, if you follow the plan and stick to the process, you will reach your dream physique.